The Bermuda Triangle, often called the Devil's Triangle, whispers tales of a chilling portal to darkness. Many believe it's the last thing seen by lost ship crews and vanished planes. And what we think we know about this shadowy patch of the sea is barely a glimpse into its eerie mystery. Dive into the truths if you dare, but beware, lest you too get swallowed by its silent abyss. To begin with, the concept of the Bermuda Triangle as a mysterious and dangerous area with unexplained disappearances did not become widely known until the mid-20th century. The idea gained prominence through the works of author Vincent Gaddis, an American author and journalist, as well as others who explored the subject. Vincent Gaddis was the first person ever to coin the term Bermuda Triangle. It first appeared in his book called Invisible Horizons, True Mysteries of the Sea, which was published in 1964. Within its pages, he cited the various incidents associated with that part of the North Atlantic Ocean. So it wasn't long before readers started to connect the dots after being inspired by his book, and so the Bermuda Triangle easily gained mass popularity. But what makes the regions around the Bermuda Triangle so mercurial to the point where these unexplained events continue to happen? Here's what we know about the geography and history of the area encompassing the Bermuda Triangle. It is situated in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. Its vertices are roughly defined by the points of Miami, Florida, Bermuda, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. This means that the region covers approximately 500,000 square miles of ocean. The area is also known for having some of the highest magnetic variations on the planet. This means that compasses can behave erratically in this region, which could potentially lead to navigational challenges for ships and aircraft. And to add to the list, the area within the Bermuda Triangle is prone to rapidly changing and often unpredictable weather patterns. This suggests that sudden storms, squalls, and other weather phenomena can pose risks to navigation. But irrespective of these anomalies, the Bermuda Triangle has a long history of maritime activity, with trade routes and shipping lanes passing through the region for centuries. While some ships have indeed disappeared in the area, experts argue that the rate of incidents is not significantly higher than in other parts of the world. The region is also a major route for air travel between North America, the Caribbean, and Europe. And because the area is apparently heavily traversed, the concentration of flight paths can lead to more reported incidents of supposed unexplained phenomena. Back in the day, some accounts also suggest that Christopher Columbus encountered similar unusual phenomena, such as erratic compass readings and strange lights, during his voyages through the Atlantic Ocean. These accounts have been cited as early instances of possible Bermuda Triangle phenomena. It's also no surprise that there have been several stories and reports of ghost ships found in or around the area encompassing the Bermuda Triangle, adding to the mysterious reputation of the region. And it's not just ships, but the sudden and unexplained disappearance of planes flying over the area. In a rare instance of survival, a pilot named Bruce Gronin flew over the area in December of 1970. He encountered strange and dark clouds with bright flashes within them. Fortunately, he came out of the freak storm unscathed. But then he realized that his journey time from the Bahamas to Miami had been halved. A journey that was supposed to stretch for 90 miles read only 47 miles on his dashboard. Even the scientists he talked to afterward couldn't explain it. As for the ghost ship tales, they often involved vessels that were discovered adrift or abandoned, thus in turn sparking speculation about the fate of their crews and the possible role of supernatural forces. And out of all the stories of ships vanishing without a trace, one stands out. It is that of the SS Cotopaxi, a World War I bulk shipping carrier. Before it disappeared in December of 1925, it had experienced its fair share of near misses and bad luck that would culminate in its being swallowed by the Triangle. The crew had radioed that they were in the middle of a tropical storm on their way to Havana. Sadly, that was the last anyone would hear of them. But strangely enough, the same ship resurfaced 95 years later in 2020 off the coast of Florida in the general area covering the Bermuda Triangle. It was spotted by a marine biologist named Michael Barnett, who had been actively searching for it in the last 15 years. Certainly, this was a rare case of the Bermuda Triangle figuratively spitting out something it had swallowed whole. And the other stories following are just as bizarre. One of the more popular ghost ship stories is that of the Mary Celeste. While Mary Celeste's disappearance occurred in the Atlantic Ocean, it's often associated with the broader mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. In 1872, the Mary Celeste was discovered adrift in the Atlantic Ocean, with no crew on board. The ship's cargo and provisions were untouched, and there were no signs of a struggle. And the theories range from piracy to mutiny to seaquakes. Also, in 1921, the Carol A. Deering, a 5-masted schooner, was found abandoned and aground off the coast of North Carolina. The crew was missing, and the ship's log was missing as well. The ship's sails were set, suggesting that it had been abandoned in a hurry. As such, it's possible that the crew encountered rum runners, because this happened during the Prohibition era. But moving past the blanket ban on American alcohol, as we fast forward to 1955, we have the mystery of the Joyita. It was a small trading vessel found adrift in the South Pacific Ocean. The ship was discovered several weeks after it had disappeared, with all 25 passengers and crew members missing. The lifeboats were also missing, and some of the ship's equipment was damaged. The circumstances surrounding Joyita's abandonment still remain a mystery. Not too long after, there was the case of the French yacht named Raiatea from 1962. It was discovered drifting in the Atlantic Ocean. The yacht's radio was functioning, and there was no apparent damage to the vessel. However, the crew of the Raiatea was missing, and the ship's log contained unusual entries, including references to being followed by a strange white yacht. And what of airplanes that just so happened to be flying over the area? Suffice it to say, there is no end to the stories as they have come to us over the years. Take, for instance, the Flight 19 saga. It is perhaps the most famous incident associated with the Bermuda Triangle, and it involves the disappearance of 5 U.S. Navy TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, collectively known as Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, the squadron of planes took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a training mission. They became disoriented and ran out of fuel, ultimately disappearing without a trace. A rescue plane sent to locate Flight 19 also disappeared. Yet another instrument of war also got caught up in the Bermuda Triangle. The American naval vessel known as the U.S. Cyclops disappeared without a trace while en route from Brazil to Baltimore. This happened in March 1918, and since that time, the ship's wreckage has never been found, and all 306 crew members on board were lost. Some have even suggested that it was sunk by enemy fire during the First World War. As a follow-up, in 1948, during World War II, a Douglas DC-3 aircraft disappeared while flying from San Juan, Puerto Rico, to Miami, Florida. The plane was carrying 32 people and vanished somewhere over the Bermuda Triangle. Despite extensive search efforts, no wreckage or bodies were ever found. In 1881, the schooner named Ellen Austin reportedly found a derelict ship in the Bermuda Triangle with no crew on board. The captain of the Ellen Austin decided to tow the abandoned ship to port, but during the journey, the abandoned ship disappeared without a trace. When the Ellen Austin arrived at its destination, the ship was gone. Since then, this singular incident has led to speculation about possible paranormal or supernatural factors regarding the Bermuda Triangle. Even more so, in 1955, 2 yachts named Connemara IV and Ravonic disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle while participating in a yacht race. Despite search efforts, no wreckage or traces of the vessels were found. Their mysterious disappearances have further fueled speculation about potential natural phenomena associated with the Devil's Triangle. One theory out of many that has been proposed to explain some of the mysterious disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle involves the release of methane gas from the seafloor. It's suggested that large amounts of methane gas bubbles rising to the surface could disrupt ships and aircraft. Even though this theory remains speculative and lacks solid evidence, While there have been many stories of ships and planes disappearing within the Bermuda Triangle, experts argue that most of these incidents can be attributed to factors such as navigational errors, human error, adverse weather conditions, and technical failures. And we can trust that numerous scientific studies have been conducted to investigate the alleged mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. Most of these studies have concluded that there is no disproportionate rate of disappearances in the region compared to other parts of the world. And yet the Bermuda Triangle has since captured the public's imagination and been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and movies. It's often portrayed as a place of supernatural occurrences and unexplained phenomena. But what do you personally think? Please endeavor to leave your comments below.